Fashion and art have always been deeply interconnected, sharing a creative core. And speaking of where fashion meets art, few events recently capture this synergy. Let me tell you about the Lifestyle Lab. As a lifestyle journalist for many years, I've developed a personal passion to explore the ever-evolving world of health, wellness, beauty, and fashion. What started as a curiosity to try and investigate new trends quickly evolved into our show concept. We wanted to create a space where we could dive into these topics not just by talking to experts, but experiencing the topics firsthand. Basically, I'm a guinea pig.
The things I do for my job.
Which gives my team an excuse to make me try to do daring stunts and honestly everything that sounds weird to them. The idea was to give viewers a behind-the-scenes look at how things work and if it's worth the hype. It's like our laboratory. It's the Lifestyle Lab. Now on its third run, BYS Fashion Week is quickly becoming one of the most anticipated events on the calendar for designers, stylists, and fashion enthusiasts in the Philippines. It's more than just a local celebration of talent. It's a gateway, an opportunity for these creatives to step onto the international stage, to show the world what Filipino fashion has to offer. We were invited to Jazz Teresa's first solo show.
Kind of overwhelming, pressured at the same time. It's my first solo show. So it's so nice. The roster of the designers this year is amazing. So it's an honor to be part of this roster. It's so nice because BYS doesn't limit you to like do this, but with this theme, they allow you to explore your creativity talaga. So that's really good.
Local celebrities came to support like actress Nadine Lustre and TV host and comedian Vice Ganda, while others took to the runway like Miss Universe Philippines 2023 Michelle D. Her collection, First Light, was a breathtaking blend of elegance and edge, inspired by the epic science fiction world of the film Dune.
When I learned that I'm joining, I was watching Dune.
Yeah.
So that was the initial inspiration. A lot of creative. They asked me to do a mood board. Okay. So all my creative thoughts originated from that movie. Mm-hmm. And then in the atelier, we're busy doing denim looks. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to incorporate that. And so we just started making piece by piece, and then eventually it all fell together.
Yeah.
The show's about to start, featuring Jazz Tereso.
You could feel the inspiration woven into every piece. Monochromatic sets took center stage, just like the vast desert and sleek, futuristic aesthetics from the iconic film. Draped fabrics move with a life of their own, creating soft, fluid motions that contrasted beautifully with the structured silhouettes. There was a balance, a harmony between delicate elegance and strong, futuristic lines. Jazz Teresa's collection wasn't just an ode to science fiction. It was a celebration of new beginnings, her own as she stepped into the spotlight with her first solo show.
So, of course, it's a dream for me na the Philippines will be a destination for fashion.
As the lights dim on another unforgettable run of the BYS Fashion Week, one thing became clear. Fashion is as much about looking forward as it is about reflecting on the past. Fashion, after all, has always been a way of telling stories. And if there's one thing we've learned, it's that fashion transcends time, becoming something to be remembered, revisited, and reimagined. One name synonymous with his time elegance is Maritess Pineda, a patron of Philippine art, design, and culture.
To me, each piece had a story to tell. That's what's nice. Even in my collecting the art, there was always a story connected to it.
Behind every masterpiece is a muse, a visionary who breathes life into the idea that fashion is more than just about what we wear, it's about heritage and memory. But where did the passion come from?
The fashion really came naturally with how I grew up with my parents and maybe the exposure of traveling, going to parties, and I was always tagging along with my mother. I was an eldest child, and anywhere they go, they would bring me. So I saw all these things. I grew up with all these things.
From this early introduction, Maritess Pineda's love affair with fashion blossomed, but her love affair for design extends beyond fabric. She has also become an art collector since her 30s.
We built our home 8 months before we got married. So when we came from our honeymoon, we came straight to the house. So we had no wall decors, nothing. So my brother-in-law, Alfredo Rosas, lent us some of his pieces. So we had them decorating the house. But after a while, I said, I will have to have my own, So he exposed us to the Saturday group. We would have painting sessions at home, or I started going around galleries every weekend, just trying to see what I will be interested in. And that started my collection.
Your love affair with art.
Oh yeah, my love affair with art.
After years of curating gowns by the masters of Philippine fashion from Ramon Valera to Patis Tesoro, she saw an opportunity to bring these two passions together.
I was thinking of what I will do for my 80th birthday.
Yes.
And when I was talking to Sila Luis and all that, we were just brainstorming. Said, why don't we just come up with an exhibit? That's why I even thought of the Metropolitan Museum.
Yes.
An exhibit of all the different gowns and different designers. We started that before in our Filipinos fair.
Yes.
When we wanted to always feature one designer so that the young budding fashion designers will know what it is to see the original piece.
Yes.
So they can learn for it. So it's more for education.
Yes.
So I said, I think it would be nice for them to see the original pieces because they were not yet around at the time.
Yes, exactly.
So, and that's the only way they will know that nung araw pala, ganito ang ginagawa, di ba?
In this exhibit, 8 contemporary artists will reflect and respond to 8 masterful designs that have marked big moments in Maritess Pineda's life. Each piece tells a story, a celebration of design, heritage, and artistry. Maritess Pineda showed a very special piece from her personal collection, her custom-made debut dress designed by the father of Philippine fashion himself, Ramon Valera. This dress is now 62 years old, yet still in very great condition.
I was so young at that time. If you're going to have a debut in the Vera Perez Gardens, we should have a beautiful gown. And of course, my mother said none other than Ramon Valera. So we gave him carte blanche. It's up to you what you want to do with it.
And this is it. It's beautiful, and then it's immaculate. I mean, it was
Yeah.
preserved so well.
Yes, oh. But it's really so nice, yeah.
That's so amazing that you still have this and you're showcasing it and showing everyone how fashion has evolved and how fashion is from the time you started
Yes, no?
your debut
Yeah,
and then
diba?
to like
And up to now, actually, if it fits you, you can still wear it.
it is so wearable.
Oh,
It
it's so
just
wearable.
shows that fashion could be eternal.
Yes. In my bowl, I had the French lace that my mother kept
Oh,
from
wow.
long ago.
Wow,
These are
this is so
French lace.
special.
Yeah, red and the green.
Yes.
So I told Patis, bahala ka na what you will do. And she came up with this. It's just a
Amazing,
dress.
you kept the fabric
Yeah.
and it,
Yeah. It's the dress is like that, but we have a jacket in case it's too cold.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one naman, my mother was going to celebrate her ruby anniversary. So she was going to wear black and red brocade, Maria Clara. Maria Clara black and red brocade. And I had this material. Actually, this material is a tie silk, this one. Yeah. So I told Steve, what do you think you can do? Akong bahala dyan. So he matched it with pinya, and then he used this. Di ba, in the olden times, you have tatis. Yeah. Yeah, he came up with this, and ever since, this has been my favorite piece. Kasi anywhere I use it, it really stands out. You know?
What do you repeat? I mean, you have so many things in your closet. Do you still repeat outfits?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wow.
Kasi when I really like it,
Yes.
I feel it's not worth what I had made if I cannot use it over and over again.
That's a very good practical advice.
Yes.
At the heart of Terno, celebrating a legacy forged from design and art are not just gowns and paintings on display, but the people behind them. Two names that stand out in this journey are Patis Tesoro and Steve De Leon, longtime collaborators with Maritess Pineda and champions of Filipino craftsmanship.
Well, when she ordered it, this is from the Itneg tribe or the Tingyan tribe, and I was the head under Ramos for the revival of our traditions, Katutubong Filipino. So this is one of the revival pieces. When she came to me, I knew Maritess wanted something more modern, not from the past. And so I thought of this French lace with hand-woven Tingyan and appliques in gray, because I think it was her silver. I'm not so sure when it was done. Yeah, so this is an expression of modern Filipiniana.
Patis Tesoro is a designer whose work has long celebrated the richness of traditional Filipino fabrics. From piña to husi, her pieces are a love letter to the country's textile heritage, reimagined for the modern world. What are your thoughts on like how fashion has evolved? We've seen fashion, Philippine fashion, particularly. How has Philippine fashion evolved? And when you look at it at this point right now?
Well, it's all about environment. It's all about the way people live. And every decade, every 100 years, 200 years, people change. Because there are, like today, we have artificial intelligence. So people have veered towards fast food living, where everything is ready-made.
Yes.
And you just get it off the rack. And somebody thinks of it in the hundreds and the thousands, And the idea is to combine things that you get off the rack.
What are the ways that you think the next generation can keep and also pass it forward to the next generation?
Fast fashion is you go to some department store and you buy 10 clothes for 5,000 pesos. Let's put it that way, okay? Slow fashion is you have it made for 5,000 pesos, one piece. but you can give that on to your daughter, to your daughter-in-law, to your granddaughter. It's a precious piece, right? So that has to come back. And I think because today people are aware of the environment, of upcycling, they're much more aware than my grandparents and my parents, you know, because they take it for granted. Now it's so precious. I think this consciousness is coming back also. What's happening to the youth today? I have grandchildren. What makes them think this way? What makes them move this way? And my next fashion show is based on Freddie Mercury, the Queen.
Oh, wow! That's so exciting! On the other side of the spectrum is Steve De Leon, whose work blends traditional Filipino craftsmanship with sleek modern aesthetics. De Leon's design reflect a deep understanding of culture while pushing the boundaries of what Filipino fashion can be. For decades, Patis Tesoro, Steve De Leon, and Maritess Pineda have shared a common goal: to elevate Filipino craftsmanship to new heights. Terno is more than just an exhibition, it's a celebration of this shared vision, a reminder that true craftsmanship never goes out of style.
Terno is we're matching 8 artists with 8 designers. And the common denominator would be the heritage fabric. We want the communication of each of our shows to really talk about Philippine culture. And because of that, we believe that art is a very strong means of communication. And it's also a very impactful way to educate the younger generation to understand better about our fabric, to know what our heritage fabrics are, and know that you can actually repurpose this fabric not just for its practical use, wherein, let's say, abacus used for ropes or nets, but can also be used for art.
Yes.
And so what we did was we tapped artists that knew how to handle these kinds of fabrics as their canvas. What we want to establish a new market of art collectors, because I think it's also for us the first time that we're launching a show wherein fashion and art converge,
Yes.
right? And because of this collaboration, there's a new creative output.
Through this retrospective, we honor not just a life of fashion, but a legacy built from art, design, and a deep passion for beauty.
What actually interests me so much is to come up with wearable art. Is to have art in the items that we wear. Because a painting you can just see when you're at home on your wall. But the wearable art is something you carry on yourself, and wherever you go, you're announcing to the world that you believe in this artist. No? Also, not everybody can afford to buy a painting. But to be able to appreciate the artist by wearing their art pieces is also something.
It's a powerful reminder that fashion is more than just what we wear. It's about what we choose to remember, what we pass on, and how we leave our mark on the world. As we celebrate the future of fashion, events like Terno remind us that the past still shapes and informs our present. Because in fashion, as in art, the legacy we leave is timeless. And for Maritess Pineda, the legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. At the BYS Fashion Week, we saw the future. Designers like Jazz Cerezo craft otherworldly silhouettes inspired by the sci-fi worlds like Dune. And over at Terno, we celebrated the past with iconic designs that carry the soul of Philippine heritage. Whether it's a meticulously sewn terno or a futuristic gown, these pieces transcend fabric and threads. They will tell a story and capture moments in time.